Let's talk about the ASUS ROG Ally, because I've been through two of those and now I don't have one anymore. Why? Because I took it back. The first one I took back because L1 didn't work. So obviously that's got to go back. That's a mechanical failure. The second one, technically it worked. I had issues with it, don't get me wrong. It had updating issues, which is probably more on Windows than ASUS, but still it's a pain in the butt. But I finally got it updated. I had issues with it, trying to decide if it should be, in the keyboard and mouse mode, or, the gamepad mode, or just swapping for no reason while you're playing. I had some blue screens. The value for what you pay just wasn't there. And by that I mean, I had to spend $770 because of sales tax here on that unit. And to me, it was not worth that $770. Now, if you were to go on a lot of review videos on YouTube and you look at them, you're hearing primarily very positive things about the Ally. And that's understandable. It is a pretty cool unit. But those guys didn't pay for their units, right? And I'm talking about the reviewers that get sent their model. So I'm not saying that they're wrong, but what I'm saying is they didn't have to go out and spend $700 to get it. Now, again, I'm not saying all reviewers, but what I'm saying is there's a certain category of reviewers who are very, very heavily pushing this thing, and it's not what they say it is. For that matter, the unit's not what ASUS says it is. ASUS basically claims this to be a Steam Deck, killer. It's going to dethrone the Steam Deck, and it's not. Is it more powerful than the Steam Deck? Yes, it is. But the power difference is minimal, right? It'd be like playing a game, 48 frames per second versus 42 frames a second. Is it better? Sure. Is it 60 frames a second? No, it's not. So who cares?
Oh, snap.
The controls on the Ally feel so incredibly cheap. The only way I can describe to you how bad those controls are would be to compare it to an off-brand controller. You go to Walmart, the $60 Microsoft Xbox controller is there. You know it's great. It's a great controller. But then you got the Nyko brand or whatever that's $30. They look pretty close, right? You get it home, you play it, it's not the same. Does it have the same buttons? Yeah, may even have extra buttons. But the buttons don't feel as good, the plastic's cheaper, the controller doesn't. It's just not a real Microsoft controller. That is how I would describe the ASUS Ally's controls. Do they work? Yeah, they work. Do they feel good to play? They never feel good to play. So yeah, the Ally made me want to have a Steam Deck again, and so far I've enjoyed the heck out of my new Steam Deck. I've played the same games, minus Fortnite. I haven't played that because you can't. Not without side-loading Windows, which I do not have the intention of doing. What I will say about the Ally is that it is not truly a competitor to the Steam Deck or the Switch or really any gaming console. Now, the Ally probably is the best Windows handheld on the market, and it's the easiest one to buy. It's definitely the easiest one to take back. So that alone gives it more value than basically every other Windows handheld that you could possibly buy. The Steam Deck really is a game console at the end of the day. Think about the Steam Deck like this. If you buy a PlayStation, you don't get Xbox or Nintendo games. It's the same thing. Does the Steam Deck play every PC game? No, it does not, because anti-cheat, because of Proton, because of Linux. There's reasons. But it definitely plays the vast majority of the games that people are playing. The Steam Deck really isn't competing with PlayStation or Xbox, and it's not competing with Nintendo. Really, it's just in its own little category by itself, and that's okay. And the Ally is in the category of gaming PCs and gaming PC handhelds. Very different market, very different product. Do they look the same? They do. Are they the same? No, they're not. Value. I did not see the value of the Ally. I really wanted to. I thought it was pretty cool at first. Really, it was cool the whole time, but it's just not $770 cool. So for me, I had to go back.